Well, it got started in about 2008 when I went to Australia to visit family, and while I was there, we were talking about our life in South Africa, and I was telling my family that when I saw children standing in the street begging, and especially in winter with those thin little t-shirts on, it really made it hard for me to sleep at night. And I used to buy a few blankets and dish them out, but it was very frustrating. I knew I could never meet the needs properly, and I was telling my niece about that, and she had just done a website marketing and optimization course, and it obviously occurred to her after I left Australia. She wrote to me and said, "What do you think of the idea of my setting up a website that asks the knitters and crocheters of the world to send knitted squares to South Africa, which you can have sewn up, and we can make blankets for the children?" And I thought that was a wonderful idea. Most of the squares are posted from 44 countries worldwide now. We have friends in 44 countries. I have a dear friend whose driver collects the squares for me from the post office every week and brings them to the house.
Flew over the dry fields of my homeland, coming into Joburg, the suntan swimming pools and the Soweto shacks.
I got involved in the square because I'd like helping. So I wanted to help kids, especially those affected with AIDS and their families who are infected. I've been affected by some family members, young kids. Two of my cousins, young kids, both died on the same day, unfortunately, but they were not of the same age, but it happened, you know, they got sick and they both died. So when the square came by, you know, I felt like this is my opportunity to try and help. You can't help everybody, but to try and help.
My church is in Protea South. We parish in a very poor community, so mostly we give food to the Sunday school kids. But when I saw Knitted Square, I was touched. So I got hold of Lindy. She invited me, and we work together mostly in these informal settlements. I have 30 grannies in Shawela. They meet twice a week in Shawela Community Center. I have another group in Orlando. I have a group, about 2 groups in my neighborhood. Of late I've been joined by a group of school kids, both boys and girls from Naledi. They come to my house, they get the squares, they combine, put them together, and they bring them back, and we take them with Lindy and Rhonda to the needy kids in the creches, in the orphanages.
Yes. It takes about four hours, hey Lindy? Are you still sewing blankets?
Yeah, we don't stop. I told you.
I think Lindy does.
It's like a drug, remember? So you keep on sewing, yeah.
Like
especially this time, winter is coming,
yes.
so it's going to be wonderful making blankets. Yeah.
You might have read or seen a film about Africa. You know, it's a big continent with the great gift of Ubuntu.
I do it because I am African born, and I feel that it is necessary to be aware of the plight of so many of our people, especially the children. I've always wanted to do something to help and always felt unable to do it, and this is simple. It's simple, it's easy, it's colourful, it's warm, it's a blessing to everyone who's involved, you know, from the little old lady somewhere overseas who finds a scrap of wool and sends one square to the big groups who send many squares. They are making an equal and a valid contribution to this.
For starters, we need transport, because now, like if we do distributions on during the week, Rhonda can help us with transport. But now on weekends, we have to pay taxes. Sometimes I have to board 3 or 4 taxis to reach that place to do the distribution. So if you've got transport, it could be much easier.
Knit Square needs a lot of funding because we use our feet with Lindy. I go to the squatter camps, I use taxis, and when Knit Square does a distribution to those needy kids, they need food. Rhonda buys food from her pocket to take to those kids when we're going to do the distribution. And sometimes we have a problem with the logistics because Linda's got a lot of distributions to have to do. I have a lot, Rhonda has a lot. So we are sharing this little car that Rhonda has.
Some people will just call. I've heard there is Knit Square. Then we went to those places. But sometimes it gets too difficult because the places are far. When we started Knit Square, we wanted to base in Soweto. But now it's difficult because we've been contacted by people from outside Soweto. And we can't say no.
The needs of Knit Square are many and various. First of all, I would like to help our volunteers, all of whom give their time to Knit Square free of charge. We would very much like to reimburse them at least for their costs of transport and one thing and another. Oh, there's so many costs that go into it. Also, we would like to provide, it's an ideal opportunity to provide some kind of sheltered employment opportunities for the gorgors who stitch the blankets together, for the community, people in the communities who help us in all sorts of ways and offer their time.
Let me make an example. There's a lady near my house. The lady got sick like 3 years ago, but she's still doing the blankets. You know, she's bedridden, but she's doing the blankets because of the love of the kids. But you know, if we could have something to give to that person, it might be food or anything that would help because they really need it.
When we take the blankets to those kids, you should see them. They are so hungry, their mouths are dry. So when we bring food, we leave them with a big smile.
We need sort of office and administrative help. We need premises so that we can move away from my home.
Okay. At the present moment, we don't have storage, so it will be lovely for us to have money to get storage, or if someone can provide a place for us to work, because it's really hectic. We've got staff coming each and every Thursday. Yeah, we know at the present moment we are trying to advertise, particularly so that more people can get involved. We need help, actually. Let me just say we need help. Any sort of help. We will love to be helped a lot, because there are different people who would love to help. You know, some people might say, I would love to help, but I don't have funding. I can do this to help. You are welcome to do so.
There is so much that companies can do in this country to raise awareness, not only of the plight of the children, but to get involved with projects like Knit Square, because they are user-friendly projects, and people enjoy either opening the parcels, they enjoy sewing the squares together, as you have seen today, and they enjoy being part of something that is giving to other people. Everyone wants to give for charity, everybody wants to help, and so few people can find the way. And in this way, corporates can really encourage their staff to get involved in Mandela Day projects and even other projects throughout the year. And Knit Square is exactly the sort of thing that makes it easy for them, because they can do it in the office, they can go on site and get involved in distributions. It's a wonderful opportunity. Not only that, but to help financially, a project like Knit Square is a very sort of valid thing to do. So we really hope that corporate South Africa will get to know about us and get more involved.
It has impacted a lot in my life that we need to take care of those kids out there who have no one to look after them. So Nitesco is a mother to a lot of children in the squatter camp. It hugs them with love with those beautiful blankets.